Hibernian find out their opponents for the second round of the Europa Conference League qualifier, and a bunch of Irish teams make it past the first qualifying round. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Football here for the first edition of the European Roundup show. So really what we're going to do is every Thursday night we're just going to look at all the European fixtures throughout the week. Mainly we're going to focus on the Scottish participants, the Scottish clubs, but we will look at the other clubs from the UK, and we'll also have a little look at Ireland and see how they're getting on. So, with that said, there is no Scottish teams in the competitions as of yet, because we've actually got good coefficient. Unlike the shite from Wales, Ireland and Northern Ireland, we're actually doing okay for ourselves. So, our first team enters in the next round. However, let's be fair, we will have a look at Wales, we'll have a look at Ireland, we'll have a look at Northern Ireland, we'll see how these teams are doing, how the teams from these nations are getting on, and if there is any possibility for them to qualify for the group stage, or at the very least, at least try and bump up their coefficient. So we'll start on Tuesday night here with the qualifying games for the Champions League. There was 3 teams in action: the New Saints, Shamrock Rovers and Larne. And to no surprise, all the home nations here lost. We had New Saints losing to BK Häcken 5-1. Not really surprised about that. I'm pretty sure Aberdeen did beat BK Häcken a few years ago, but I mean, they're a decent side, and I mean, the New Saints, after losing the opening game 3-1, it was going to be tough, and it didn't get any easier for them in the second match by losing 2-0, so 5-1 in aggregate. Bit of a tanking, and it's strange because the New Saints are probably far and away the best team in Wales. Every year they seem to be winning the Welsh League and entering these qualifying rounds, and they're just not that good. I feel like the other nations, Non-Ireland and Ireland, I think they've got teams that can maybe do something, but with the Welsh teams, I don't see them ever really, to be honest, getting to a group stage. I just don't think they're good enough. Shamrock Rovers lost 3-1 to Breidablik on aggregate. A bit of a surprise here. I actually thought they would have done better than this. I thought Shamrock Rovers were favourites for this tie. Didn't happen. They lost 1-0 in the first leg, followed up 2-1 in the second leg. So yeah, 3-1 on aggregate. Not good for them. And as for Larne, very unfortunate against Helsinki. They did lose the first tie by 1-0, but they bounced back in the second tie, and they took it to extra time. It was 2-1 going into extra time. Unfortunately, an own goal meant that they fell to a 3-2 aggregate defeat, but very unlucky there, and I think Larne definitely got the hardest team here. So yeah, Helsinki, it was going to be a tough one, and they almost done it. Maybe if they'd got the penalties, basically a coin flip, toss of the coin, 50-50, who knows, maybe they could have advanced. But the good news is, all these teams that did lose, they will go into the Europa Conference qualifying rounds. So they're still in Europe. You know, these teams are all getting a second chance. Now we're going to look at the European Conference League fixtures for round 1. So first, we have Dundalk. They did draw the opening game with Bruno's Magpies, and I don't know how that happened, to be honest. Bruno's Magpies, shite team from Gibraltar. Dundalk really should have been beating them. Dundalk, one of the better sides for Ireland. I definitely would expect them to get past this tie with no problems. In the end, they did win the second leg by 3-1, so they do advance, which is good for them. Good for Irish football. Linfield 3-2 against Albania's Valencia. Won 3-1, then lost 1-0. But in the end, they did get through. That win in the first leg at home was enough to get them into the next round of the Champions League. So good for Linfield, although I would say pretty much expected. Connor Quay's Nomads lost 4-0 in aggregate to a team for Iceland. You might remember them for famously beating Kilmarnock. Yeah, I'm trying to forget that. It was a bad day for Scottish football, but they ain't going to go past this round, guys. They're eliminated, no goals, and on the end of a 4-0 scalping. Overall, after 180 minutes, we had Harford West County getting through on penalties against a Macedonian team that I believe have played Aberdeen in the past. They just about sneaked through 3-2 on penalties, so Wales do have a team that has won here, and they will be going into the next round to represent Wales, which is, I mean, good for them, because they don't want to lose all their teams here in the first round, but just about made it, you know, squeaked through really on pens. Then we had Crusaders beating Haka by 3-2, a 2-2 draw in the first leg, but Crusaders got the job done in the second leg with a 1-0 victory. Derry City also won 1-0 in the second leg, and that was enough to get them past HB Tórshavn from Faroe Islands. It was 0-0 after the opening game. Another tie here where I thought Derry City would win this one relatively comfortably, but in the end, they sneaked through by the 1 goal, so maybe not as easy as we maybe originally thought it might have been. Don't really see many more here. We need to go down. Right, Pennybont. Who the hell are Pennybont, you ask? Well, Pennybont lost 3-1 to Andorra's FC Santa Coloma. That is shocking. So it was 1-1 in the first game, and then 0-0 in the second game, but Santa Coloma won 2-0 in extra time. Very, very poor there for Pennybont. I mean, I know the Welsh sides aren't great, but, I mean, losing to a team for Andorra, what are you playing at? Patrick's Thistle, what were they? Not Patrick Thistle. St Patrick's Athletic, that's more like it. St Patrick's Athletic losing 5-3 in aggregate to F91 Dudelange. Sounds like a fucking airplane. This sounds like something that would crash into the Twin Towers. Yet they've crashed into St Patrick's Athletic and they've come crumbling down to the ground. How's that happened? Honestly, 5-3 in aggregate, man. How lost both games, narrowly lost both games, but lost both games nonetheless, and that means that they are going to not be advancing. So they're out. And last but not least, we have Glentoran also out. 3-3 in aggregate. Then it went to penalties, and they lost 14-13. What a scoreline. How the hell does a penalty shout even get to that stage? Very unfortunate, absolutely sickening to lose a penalty shootout 14-13. But it has happened. I mean, Glentoran really probably should have put this team to bed. I mean, a team beating you from the Maltese League. I mean, Jesus Christ, it's like, probably, you'd have a harder game against a bunch of Maltesers, for fuck's sake, and I don't know how they've lost this, but they have. So, I mean, that is on them. We can see, though, into the next round, some of the ties have been pretty much made at this point, so let's look and see who we have. We've got Shamrock Rovers versus Ferencváros. I think that Shamrock Rovers done then. I don't see them going any further in this competition. Yeah, definitely not. Yeah, the losers will be eliminated from European competitions this season. Oh, that's them screwed, isn't it, really? Larne are taking on Balkany. I guess that's an easy enough tie. I'm assuming the New Saints get Swift, Hersparange, a team for Luxembourg. The New Saints should be able to beat them, surely. I mean, if the New Saints can't beat them, you'd be a little bit worried. I think the New Saints should be able to get the job done there. Hopefully they can anyway. And then look at the main path. We have, who have we got in here? Who have we got? How far do we need to go down to find some fucking teams here? Where's all the teams, goddammit? We have got Dundalk taking on KA from Iceland. I think Dundalk should probably win that. Crusaders against Rosenborg. Damn, that's going to be a tough tie for Crusaders. Unlucky, but I don't think these are getting past those Norwegian boys. Hibernian taking on Interclub from Moldova or Andorra. Moldova, same shite. Hibernian should be winning that tie with no problem whatsoever. If they don't win that tie, then you know what? Hibernian are an embarrassment to Scotland, and I mean, even my laptop can't handle the fact that Hibernian could possibly lose that tie. You talk about losing to Andorra and it just wants to shut down. Hartford West County are taking on B36 Tórshavn. I mean, these names they're like fighter jet names or something. I don't know, it's like airplane names. Why the hell are these teams so shit? Derry City are taking on Cups from Finland. Linfield are taking on Pognon Shenesi. And I believe that is it. Yeah, so that is what the second qualifying round for the Europa Conference League looks like. And then, of course, we have Heart of Midlothian, my team, coming in the third round. We'll wait for that. So, yeah, no, I mean, I think we will see some teams. I think we'll see some teams be successful. I think, obviously, Hibs will get through. I think Dundalk should get through. I don't think Crusaders will get through. But, no, Linfield as well. I think Linfield have got a chance. So, we'll have to wait and see, guys. But that's it then. We found out what teams from the home nations made it through. We found out who Hibernian are going to get. And now we just have to wait, guys, another week. And we'll find out what the first round ties are. And this is when I think European competition begins to heat up. Now we're getting past the Diddy rounds. And, you know, if you can win this, you get one step closer to qualifying for the group stages, and that has to be the objective for all these teams. We're very close last season to getting a team from Northern Ireland in the groups. Will it happen this year? I'd probably say Linfield are the only chance. We'll have to find out. Can Hibs and Hearts, can they join Aberdeen in the group stages of European competition? We'll have to wait and see, guys. Anyway, that's it. Catch you in the next one. Peace.